Now, I'm not gonna lie, this video took a while to make. I was trying to find some titles that would be dramatically lower in price at around 10 bucks, but a lot of the ones that are lower than my current price point were not so great. So I had to do some tweaks. Hopefully you guys like the games on this list. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to Kashcroe Gaming. Let's get into the video, but before we do that intro. This game has a very cutesy art style and I love the color tones. It takes me back to the days of OG Legend of Zelda, which I'm sure some of its inspiration came from. It also has a Pixar vibe going. Am I the only one who got that? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, developed by Hello Games and largely inspired by folktales and stories including the works of Brian Froud, in The Last Campfire you play a soul called Ember, who's trying to help other souls called Forlorns to find their purpose throughout the game's story. In total, there are 3 sections that make up the entirety of this game: the forest, the marsh, and the cave, which are chock full of puzzles that vary in difficulty. And with every section cleared by saving the Forlorns, new areas open up for exploration. Like I mentioned before, this game has a Pixar-esque art style, which is, pardon my pun, full of life and whimsy. And while very short, has a fulfilling experience as the game comes to its final conclusion. In short, you'll have a great time with this game, especially if you don't have a lot of time to dedicate. I believe you can beat this game under 5 hours, I think. Don't quote me. Currently on sale for $19.99. Check it out. If you like side-scrolling action-adventure games, and I mean, who doesn't, Skul the Hero Slayer puts a twist on the traditional hero trope. This time the humans are the real monsters, as they sack the demon's castle and has taken all the demons as prisoners, all but one, which obviously is the protagonist. This is a roguelike side-scrolling action-adventure game, boy that's a mouthful, and has procedurally generated maps and enemies, so you never get the sense that you know exactly what was coming next. Now on the subject of Skul, he's a very unique character, puts a whole new meaning to accessorizing. Here's how his powers work. He gains new abilities depending on the skulls he wears. Yep, there are a ton of skulls you can acquire throughout the game. Each one feels distinctly different, and you can use up to 2 at a time to synergize your playstyle. There's a plethora of enemies to encounter, bosses to take on in this ambitious 2D side-scrolling adventure game. Get it now at $19.99. Don't let the bright colors fool you. Cuphead can be a very challenging game. What gets me though is how they were able to pull off the Steamboat Willie era of animation. It's an absolute marvel to look at. Assume the control of Cuphead or Mugman in a single player or co-op as they try to repay their debt to the devil. You can acquire new weapons, abilities, discover hidden secrets as you traverse this strange land. Currently on sale for $19.99. Side note, the DLC Delicious Last Course is also available for $7.99, which is basically an expansion and gives you the ability to play as Miss Chalice. So if you already have the game, all you need is the DLC. Grab it. With the highly anticipated Silk Song not slated to come out until 2023, why not take a crack at Hollow Knight? For those who don't know, this Metroidvania roguelike action-adventure game definitely draws inspiration from Tim Burton's animation style. Characters are dangly and has a dysmorphic appearance, which is a staple in the director's animation. In Hollow Knight, you play a nameless warrior who explores the fallen kingdom of Hollowness. Something interesting that I wanted to point out that in my preparation for this video, I found out that this game was partially founded through a Kickstarter. And how they presented it in that Kickstarter was saying it drew inspiration from a number of titles, including, surprise surprise, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Castlevania, and Mega Man. The game is very grim, it's very dark, but you can still see the beauty in the desolate kingdom. It's kind of crazy. Let's talk mechanics real quick. Now, like many of the games on this list, Hollow Knight has some RPG elements. Acquire abilities like dash, wall jumps, double jumps, among others. Also collect special trinkets called charms that enhance your knight's powers in a number of different ways. Spells are also an option at the expense of souls. This is a well-crafted side-scrolling action-adventure, which I think is worth a look. Currently on sale for 15 bucks. Check it out. Now, these games didn't make the list, but I still think they're worth it. Check them out. think by now you guys have gotten the theme for this video. Wasn't on purpose, but a lot of these games are very rich in color and very vibrant. This title is no different. Assume control of a crow who's a reaper of souls for the Reaping Commission headquarters. Finds out that there's a conspiracy within the bureau regarding other missing crows. This game had a bunch of rave reviews, and as a game that drew inspiration from The Legend of Zelda and Dark Souls, I'm inclined to say it paid off. As one would assume in any RPG, throughout the game you gain weapons and abilities as you progress through the story. Puzzles and enemies are fairly difficult but fulfilling. There's a good amount of content to sift through. With the runtime being 15 hours to get to 100% completion, I'm sure you can get a lot of entertainment out of that. Death's Door is currently available for $19.99. Go check it out. Now, what games are you guys getting from this list? Comment below and let me know. Also, if you stumbled on my channel searching for more videos like this, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I drop videos every week. I recently did a video for my PlayStation gamers. You can check that video out right here. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Drake. Like always, play on, play up. Peace.